Today I share the 3 biggest virtual summit mistakes that I've made and that I've seen some of my clients make as well over the years. It's cost me at least 6 figures in lost revenue from making these virtual summit mistakes. So let's dive into it today, right now. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Mitch. If you are new here, then let me share with you the virtual summit mistakes that I've made over the years. I've been behind the scenes and sometimes in front of the scenes of more than 24 online virtual summits now. And I've pretty much seen and done everything that comes along with summits. I've personally produced more than 10 virtual summits for myself. The rest have been for clients. And I've seen all of the different scales of events from, a few hundred people registered in my very first virtual summit many years ago to being part of a virtual summit in the team of a summit that reached over 70,000 people. I've seen anywhere generated from a few $1,000s to hundreds of thousands of dollars just from the virtual summit passes alone. So I've definitely seen what it takes to build a successful summit, but I've also seen the biggest mistakes that people make when putting together their online virtual summits as well. And today I'm going to go over 3 of the biggest ones that I've personally made over the years in the hopes that you don't make them as well. So let's dive into them now. The first one is choosing the wrong topic. And this is a big one that a lot of people, especially newbies getting into virtual summits, don't really think about. And especially the ones that dive into a virtual summit thinking they can just produce the entire thing themselves without doing too much research on how to structure a successful virtual summit first, how to choose your topic, how to bring the right speakers on board and all of that type of stuff, because it all fits in with choosing your topic. And if I can tell you about my first summit, my very first summit back in the day, I wanted to go into the natural health niche, which was, I put together this summit called Optimal Energy Summit. And I remember jumping on a call with a coaching call, probably a few months after I did this particular summit. And the coach said to me at the time, he said, "Mitch, how many people wake up in the morning and they wake up and they say, oh, I really want to get optimal energy?" Pretty much no one, right? That's why that topic didn't take off. I invested hundreds of hours into putting together that virtual summit, and we had a few hundred people sign up. I made less than $1,000, and I was a little bit disheartened, but I was fortunate enough that I continued along with the process. And here I am now behind the scenes of 24 plus summits. I've helped generate hundreds of thousands of email subscribers, probably getting close to 400,000 now, and over $1.1 million in sales just from summits alone. So definitely learned a lot along that particular journey. So when it comes to choosing a topic, you want to make sure that it's trending right now, ideally. You want to make sure that it's things that people want and are searching for. And you want to make sure that it's something that people will invest their money into as well, because you want to be creating a summit that converts well into sales so that you don't lose a bunch of money on the front end of your virtual summit as well. Unless you are, this big company that can afford to lose a lot of money on your front end because you want to just build your list and you'll make it up back later, then that might make sense. But for the most part, if you can get super niched on your topic, and typically you want to niche down until it hurts. So what I'm actually going to do is give you some links in the description below on this YouTube video to point you to the best information that I've seen in terms of creating that particular topic and stepping that out. And it'll be a 7-step cheat sheet from one of my mentors, Navid Muazzez. You can go check that out. It'll be in the link description below. It's an affiliate link. I'll also show you at the end of this video how, if you do decide to buy his course, then you can get over $5,000 in bonuses from me if you do buy through my affiliate link. But all the details will be down below. This video is not about pitching that product right now. I want to give you some really cool tips. So basically, when it comes to choosing your topic, you really need to niche down until it hurts, or find a gap in the market that hasn't been filled yet, which is what I did in my health business before I sold it. I found out that nobody was doing a fasting summit, and that was starting to trend up really well. So over the years, we did 3 fasting summits. We had, over those three particular summits, had over 45,000 people join up to them, made hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenue, and it was super cool, right? Because I found my topic. However, that didn't happen from the start, and you can avoid those mistakes that I made and get there much quicker if you do follow that advice. The second thing that I see, which is super important now more than ever before, is people try to cut corners, and typically it's because they're trying to cut costs, which I can understand. However, there's a couple of things that I made in the early days that cost me a lot of time and money for not getting the success that I wanted. And the first one came down to choosing a poor affiliate software. So I used iDev Affiliate for a period of time. And from the very start, reaching out to their support, I had a really bad feeling about them. And when it came to one of our launches, they didn't tell us about an upgrade, and we got all of our sites blacklisted, and it basically destroyed our summit. It cost us at least $100,000 in lost revenue. And that was because I used a software affiliate program that people didn't recommend. Even though they had a lot of experience and a lot of history, they had really poor support. So if you have like this gut feeling about a software that you don't really like, or you're not really aligned to, and there's just an odd feeling about it, then follow your gut, because typically you're going to be right. If that didn't happen during that particular launch, I probably would have been able to grow that business significantly more than what I did before I sold it. And who knows where I'd be today. So if there's something about a software that you're using that limits you, or you feel like their support isn't good, definitely don't go ahead with that. You can find on my website in the resources page all of the softwares that I recommend and use and have been using now for all of my clients and myself for many years. And I trust them with my entire business. So it's not to say things that don't go wrong. There's technology, things do go wrong occasionally, but you can go check them out at mitchasa.com/resources. They'll all be there for you to check out. So that was the one of the things that really cost me a lot of money. And the other one that I'm seeing, which is most important now in 2020 than ever before, is people are putting together summits and their design is average at best. And that just doesn't cut it anymore. A couple of years ago, you could definitely get away with that. I know I got away with that for a year or two. But poor design, and even good design, like averagely good, doesn't cut it anymore when it comes to selling products online, selling information products online. Your design of your website and your promotional graphics and so forth need to be really world class. And I've seen this happen with a number of clients in just the last 6 months, where I'm coming in to run their ads, and I'm looking through their funnels, and I'm a little bit nervous. I'm trying to give them pointers on how they can actually fix up their funnel and create their pages to be much better. Sometimes I'll send them graphics like some people are not even putting graphics on their landing pages, which makes it not very visually appealing. And when it comes to it, like typically people can get people registered for the summit, but they can't make a sale. And when I come in to run ads, I'm doing the same thing, where I can get really great results getting people registered for the summit. However, they're not turning into a sale. So there's a part of them that thinks it's my fault because I'm driving traffic that's not converting. However, it's not my fault at all. It's 100% the funnel that they've put together. And the biggest reason is because it's not visually appealing as it could be. And, there's some really impressive designs out there. I know Navid puts together probably the best looking summits that I've seen. And, I actually work with his designer now too, when it comes to our summits, to put together the framework of what we need our design to look like. Because if it's not world class, you've got no chance at all at converting at the highest level. So what once used to be a nice to have with having really good design is now essential. So there are a couple of the biggest mistakes when it comes to cutting corners. You definitely don't want to do those things anymore. And then the third biggest mistake is not scaling fast enough or smart enough when I found a topic that worked. So coming back to my example, my third summit was the fasting summit, and that finally worked. And it was finally when I learned how to run Facebook ads profitably into a summit as well. And the biggest mistake back then was I was only spending, $3,000 to $5,000 in the first summit, even though we're getting a 5x return on our ad spend. And then the next summit, I only spent maybe $10,000 to $15,000, and the one after that, maybe only $15,000 to $20,000. And if I could take that all back, if I could do that all again, I would be spending as much money as possible. I'd be maxing out my credit cards. I'd be recycling the money that's coming in from the purchases straight away back into ads as much as possible, and really scaling that audience. And even right now, I've never seen costs better to any type of funnel except for an online summit. In the health industry, I'm getting right now in this moment, I'm getting new email subscribers, new people registered for a summit for anywhere between $1 to $2.50. in most of our ad sets. In other niches similar to that, so more hobby niches, parenting, homeschooling, art, all of those types of ones, in the last 6 months, I've been getting subscribers anywhere between $2 to $3.50, which is amazing these days. In online business, like pretty much one of the most expensive niches to be running ads, still getting email subscribers for $7 to $10, which is amazing. Even I ran a digital nomad summit. We're getting email subscribers for $3 to $4 in the digital nomad space. So there's still massive amounts of opportunity, and the Facebook ad costs are still pretty reasonable right now compared to what we will be paying in the future. So when you do find a topic that allows you to scale, I would definitely suggest scaling as much as possible for your summit, because your summit to me these days is a break-even event, especially if you want to maximize your business down and really grow your business as fast as possible. If you can just have a goal of breaking even on your virtual summit, then everything that you promote and sell on the back end is going to be pure profit. And if you, rather than making maybe $10,000 on your virtual summit today, invest that $10,000 into building an audience of another 2, 3, 4, 5,000 people. And when you promote your products to those 2, 3, 4, 5,000 extra people that you would have got from your ads, rather than taking that profit, then you might actually make 20, 30, 40, maybe $100,000 extra further down the track on different products. So they're my 3 biggest virtual summit mistakes that I have made that's cost me a lot of money in revenue that I don't want you to make, and my tips on how you can overcome them. So I'd love to hear from you down below. What's the number 1 biggest thing you took away from this video, and how are you going to implement it into your online business or into your particular scenario right now? And secondly, go and check out some links in the description. I'm going to send you an affiliate link to the 7 steps cheat sheet from David Moazes. I'm also going to link through to my bonuses page, where if you do decide to invest in his course at any point in future, I'll send you $5,000 or more than $5,000 in bonuses that you can only get when you buy through me. It's at no extra cost to you. It's completely free when you upgrade to Virtual Summit Mastery. So go check that out as well. And if you are interested in more of this information, stick around, hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.